The diagonal forward solid form is a classic favorite among designers and clients. Many trends begin with this sculpture as the foundation. Endless variations of the basic form can suit a wide variety of clients. The smooth surface and progression of lengths from the back to the front lead the eye toward the face, giving the classic a little fashion edge. The elements in this diagonal forward solid form create harmony and symmetrical balance. This design is most effective when sculpted above the shoulders. The structure graphics show shorter exterior lengths and longer interior lengths, falling to a single perimeter form line. The art indicates that a center part, consistent diagonal forward partings, and a hairline parting are used. The hairline parting will be used to create the diagonal forward design line and length guide. The diagonal forward partings should be parallel to the intended design line and can vary from the standard 45-degree angle. Begin with a center part that extends from the forehead to the center nape. Release a half-inch parting along the hairline. Take the parting from the center of the nape to the front hairline on either side. Then use the comb to determine the lengths at the front and to envision the angle of the line you will sculpt. With the head upright, use natural distribution and comb control to sculpt the design line. Position the comb diagonally on one side and sculpt parallel to the comb with no projection and no tension. Use the same technique on the opposite side. Note that your comb and shears will be positioned along the opposite diagonal line to create a concave line. Check the angle of your comb and shears before sculpting. Check balance and symmetry, observing the line and natural fall. Then, gently pull down the strands on either side to check the lengths for symmetry. Return to the left side and continue sculpting a diagonal forward line, working toward the front hairline. Continue using natural distribution and comb control following the diagonal form line. Move to the right side and complete the design line by sculpting from the back toward the front using the same technique. Check the completed design line for symmetry before proceeding. If you are working in front of a mirror, check the line and the reflection as well. This method of checking will be very helpful to you when you are working on clients. The art shows diagonal forward lines connecting in the center, creating a concave line. Note that you will alternate from one side of the head to the other throughout the exercise. Release a parting parallel to the previously sculpted design line on both sides. Beginning on the left side, use natural distribution, minimal tension, and no projection. Position your fingers parallel to the design line and sculpt. Repeat the same technique on the right side. Take subsequent partings parallel to the initial diagonal forward parting on each side. Work from the center nape outward, continuing to use natural distribution, no projection, and minimal tension. Sculpt parallel and continue to check for symmetry as you work. When you reach the first parting above the ear, extend partings to the front hairline on both sides. Begin sculpting at the center back of the left side and work toward the front hairline. Avoid tension, especially when sculpting hair that is distributed over the ear. Repeat the same technique on the right side. Continue using natural distribution and no projection. Continue to work toward the top of the head using the same technique. Alternate from one side to the other, sculpting each parting from the center back toward the front hairline. The arch shows that the hair is distributed in a slight curve around the hairline to avoid activation and to create a pure diagonal forward line. Beginning at the recession area of the hairline, distribute the hair in a slight curve around the hairline to ensure that no activation occurs when the hair is worn slightly off the face. Then, sculpt the hair with minimal tension and no projection. Repeat the same technique on the right side. Distribute the hair around the hairline, beginning at the top of the recession area. Use no projection and sculpt parallel to the design line. Continue alternating sides, distributing the hair in a slight curve around the hairline. Work up to the center part on one side and sculpt with minimal tension. Use the same technique to complete the other side. Maintain minimum tension and no projection as you sculpt. To soften the front corners, direct the front lengths forward and sculpt a slightly curved line. To avoid activation, use as little projection as possible when sculpting this area. Airform the sculpture, then check and refine the nape form line. Tilt the head forward and sculpt using comb control. This sculpture can be styled with a center or a side part. The completed design has a smooth surface with shorter lengths in the back and longer lengths near the face.